Almost every day I see a post inside of the POD Ninjas Facebook group. If you're not a member, link down in the description. Over 43,000 store owners inside of the group. But almost every single day I see a question where someone is basically just saying, hey, what should I do? Should I do Etsy? Should I do Amazon? Should I do Shopify? Should I do Redbubble? And the list goes on and on and on. And if you are familiar with my content, you know what I recommend. But if you're brand new to my content and you're trying to figure out the answer to that question, this is the video for you. We're going to jump into it right after this. All right, folks, today we are talking about the best print-on-demand platform, the best place to sell products in the year 2021 and beyond. And as always, if you guys enjoy this content and you want to get more stuff from me, including product reviews, my free mini course, and more, check out the POD Ninjas Facebook group. There's a link down in the description. Currently, there's over 43,000 members. Also, if you are jumping into Shopify, make sure down in the description of this video, there is a free course, step-by-step video showing you exactly how to open your store. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. It helps YouTube to show it to other people here as they're looking for videos and trying to find helpful content, and hopefully you guys do get something out of this. So when people ask, what is the best place to sell print-on-demand products for beginners, I think there is some deeper questions there that are worth unpacking and looking at and really thinking about, right? When we're thinking about what this question really means and what people are really asking, I think it's important to realize that, first off, print on demand is not rocket science, meaning it is not this like super complex business model that beginners are going to need to do certain things, right? There's basically, in my opinion, going to be good strategies and bad strategies. And whether you're a beginner or not, it doesn't really matter, right? I think when people are asking what the easiest place for beginners to do print on demand are, they're sort of looking for something that has the lowest time investment and also the lowest cost investment, right? And so far, you guys might be saying, yeah, Joe, that makes sense. That is what I'm asking. And I almost want to challenge you, because I think what you're really asking for is a get-rich-quick solution for beginners, right? What is the best place for beginners? I feel like when people ask that question, they're saying to themselves, hey, what is the place that I can spend the littlest amount of money and spend the littlest amount of time and start making profitable sales, right? I think that's the best place to do print on demand. What is the way that is going to give me the highest rate of return no matter where I'm at, right? Because that is going to be something that I think long-term will make you ultimately more successful and help you to achieve your goals. Now, I'm someone who really likes analogies, okay? Let's say that you were someone who wanted to get into fitness, right? And you said to someone, hey, what is the best way for a beginner to get into fitness, right? Some people might say, well, lowest time, lowest cost, just go for a jog, right? Just go for a jog around your neighborhood, and in your head, you're like, yeah, like today I can go outside, I can go running, it's free, and I'm going to be into fitness, right? But then if you start doing that for a long time, like, are you really going to be able to start seeing results there? Or would a better option be for you to join a gym, right? And maybe at that gym, they offer free classes, right? Where you can learn how to use the equipment. Maybe they even have some nutrition recommendations there as well. And then as the beginner, you're sort of going to that best solution first. That might take a little bit more time, might cost a little bit of money, but in the long run, if you do that for 6 months, you might be in better shape than if you just started to go for jogs around your neighborhood. Now, the same is true, in my opinion, for print-on-demand, because there's really two options for print-on-demand businesses. And these options are going to be just like our gym analogy, meaning there's going to be a free option that you can get started with really fast, and then there's going to be an option that does cost money, but in the long term might actually lead to better results, regardless of if you are a beginner or not. Because like I said at the beginning, print on demand is not rocket science. We are not doing something that is that complicated here. Whether you are a beginner or not, I don't think you need to be really taking much into consideration in terms of how difficult the tasks are going to be to actually get your store open. So like I said, there are two types of POD businesses. The first is going to be platform based, and the second is going to be your own store, like you actually opening up your own website to sell your print on demand products. Now, when it comes to a platform, this is something like Etsy, Redbubble, Amazon, Teespring, right? And those are going to be places where you open an account and you begin listing your products for sale. These are going to be free options where you're not going to have to pay to create your account. Sometimes you can have a custom domain. So for example, if you open a Redbubble store or a Teespring store, you can actually attach a custom domain to it so it does appear as if it's your own store. But if you're on Amazon or Etsy, obviously you cannot use your own domain on those platforms, right? And on the flip side, your own store is something like Shopify. It's something like WordPress, right? Where you're actually opening a store. It's your own website. You're building out like the home page, the About Us page, right? You're doing all of those things. It's becoming your actual store, right? And you begin building the store and you put products on it. And like I said, when we really break down the question about what is the best print-on-demand platform, and we realize that it's not rocket science and that people are usually just asking what is the lowest time investment, the lowest cost investment for me, what is the cheapest way that I can get started, I think it's important to realize that that might not always be the best, right? So let's sort of break down the pros and cons of platforms, right? Because when we really think about it, a platform is a place where you can get started for free, right? It is a place you can get started really quickly, right? But is it the best, right? Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I'm going to break this down, okay? The pros, right? It's free. It doesn't cost anything. You can literally create an Etsy account for free. You can create an Amazon account, a Redbubble, a Teespring, whatever. It's free. It's not going to cost anything for you to get started, okay? There's also going to be organic traffic, right? If you are creating an Etsy store and putting products on it, you're going to automatically get traffic, right, from Etsy, because people are going on Etsy, they're typing things in, and they are going to potentially see your stuff. The same is true on Amazon, right? Those are two major pros, right? And when people ask what is the quickest and the lowest cost, right, this is something that is a big draw for a lot of people, right? Let's talk about the cons though, because I think the cons honestly outweigh the long-term success potential of going all in on a platform, right? The first is it's not very brandable, right? If you have an Amazon account, that's not a brand. You're essentially just selling on Amazon, right? The same thing is true for Etsy. You are selling on Etsy, right? It's not a brand that you are building. Sometimes as well, you're going to have less access to certain print-on-demand products and suppliers, because if you're selling on Amazon, sometimes your print-on-demand supplier will not integrate with your Amazon account, and the same is true for Etsy. And then obviously, if you're on Redbubble or Teespring, you are actually using products and selling products that are fulfilled by those platforms. Additionally, relying solely on organic traffic from a platform. It sounds really sexy, but it's not. It's actually very slow. Think about this. Think about how many people are on Etsy, right? You will get some organic traffic, but maybe, what is it? What are you going to get? Maybe 10, 20 visitors per day across your entire account, right? It's not very scalable, okay? Success with Etsy and all these other platforms is going to be based primarily on how many products you actually have. Meaning, the people that have success on Etsy are typically uploading hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of designs to be able to hopefully get a very small percentage of those to sell on a regular basis. Do some math real quick. If you have 500 designs and you get 10% of those to sell on a regular basis, right? That's 50 products that are selling on a regular basis. You're probably going to be doing pretty good. But again, if we're thinking about what the question actually means when people are saying what's the best for beginners, right? The quickest, right? It's not going to take you a long time to get to that many designs, right? And also in terms of money, What if you're not a designer? You're going to have to invest all of that money into hiring a designer to make you those 500 designs. On the flip side, let's break down the website pros and cons, okay? Because this is what I recommend. This is what I've done. This is what I've taught people to do. At this point, clients of mine have made about $5 million on their own stores by creating themselves a Shopify account. And I sort of want to break all this down. When it comes to the pros, right, it's a highly brandable asset that can be sold, right? I've actually sold print-on-demand stores in the past, right? I'm not saying that should be your goal. I'm just saying when you create a store, let's say it's successful, it's yours. It's an asset. You can do something with it in the future if you'd like to. The second pro is that there is a lower barrier to entry, meaning less products are needed, right? When you're creating your own site, you don't need to focus on quantity, right? Like you would on a platform. You can literally launch a store with less than 10 designs on it and begin selling your products. Another great option, in my opinion, is to have the ability to drive highly targeted traffic to the store, right? I'm someone who believes that paid ads, whether it's through Facebook or Instagram or other places, are going to be the quickest way for you to begin making sales. And you can also use tons of different strategies to generate free traffic, whether it's through Pinterest or even Instagram. There are definitely ways that you can drive free traffic to your store. In terms of the cons, right, of course, it costs money, right? If you're going to do a Shopify store, it costs $29 a month. Honestly, if you're looking at this business model and that is the cost that is going to hold you back from Shopify, honestly, maybe this might not be the best business model for you, because that's likely going to be like one of your smallest fees, one of your smallest investments, one of the smallest parts of your budget, right? If you guys want me to make a video where I go like super in depth on budgeting for a print-on-demand store, I definitely can. Let me know down in the comments, but that is going to be likely your smallest thing that you're actually going to have to invest in. Another thing is there's no free organic traffic, right? Like I said before, if you're going on Etsy, you're getting that automatic traffic. But like I said, it's not all it's cracked up to be. You're not going to just get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of visitors, especially if you're on a new Etsy or a new Amazon shop. Think about your niche that you're potentially selling into. Type it in on Etsy, type it in on Amazon, right? Look at how many results you are seeing. You're going to be competing with all of those people to hopefully end up on that first page of results, right? Think about when you do a Google search. How many times do you actually go to the second page to look at the results? Probably not that many. And the same is true on those platforms. That's why what I recommend is to go and choose a place to host your own store, right? I recommend Shopify. If you want to use WordPress, that's fine, honestly. There will be some print-on-demand suppliers that you can't use because they're only available on Shopify. But the point here is I believe that you shouldn't ask what is the best strategy for beginners. You should ask what is the best strategy in general, right? And like I said, for me, that is creating a Shopify store, right? Putting about 10 awesome designs on it, right? Making sure that your store is highly branded, right? That it looks really good, and then begin driving targeted traffic to that store. In my opinion, that, and in my experience, both on my own stores and what I've taught to others, that is what leads to the highest rates of success, right? Because on one of those platforms, you're going to need hundreds and hundreds of designs to actually start to generate any real sales. If you want to just go and maybe make a few sales every month by riding that organic traffic wave, by all means, if you want to do that, fine. If you're looking to actually scale a print-on-demand store and turn it into a real side hustle, then in my opinion, you need to be on Shopify. You need to be doing everything you can to learn how to market your products, whether it's with influencers or ads or even organic strategies on Pinterest and Instagram. That to me is going to lead to the higher amount of success, right? And like I said, if you're looking to get into fitness, you wouldn't just start going for a free jog every morning. You would actually go and try to sign up for something, right? Maybe you would even sign up for some sort of a video training, right, for working out, and then you would do home workouts or something like that. You would actually take it to the next level because that would be the best strategy. And the same is true with print on demand. So hopefully that makes sense. And like I said, if you guys want to jump into Shopify, there's a link down in the description to jump into my free 1-2-3 POD course. It's going to contain over 20 step-by-step videos to show you how to open your Shopify store. There's also a bunch of other videos on my channel here detailing that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If you did, drop a like, and I will see you in the next video.